Welcome to the Morning Wood. I'm your host, John Heisop, joined as always by my friend, the great Matt Modi. Everybody knows that the best time to start laying the wood to the books is in the morning, and that's what we do every single morning on this channel. So do yourself a favor right now, hit the subscribe button, get the notifications on, and let's get in the game. While you're doing all that, me and Modi are going to talk about what we did yesterday. Normally, Modi, we have bets to recap, but since we didn't really do a video for yesterday's bets because there was no sports, not our fault, there is no recap. But what there is a fantastic Thursday Night Football video right there in the top right corner. So if you want football bets, click that link. You can watch that video. Those bets are still bangers right now. They're still alive. You can still bet them. But we're going to talk NBA tonight. Modi, I'm going to let you go first, bro. I'm sure you got something for the people, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I appreciate that. Yeah, it feels like we swept the NFL plays today. I guess, yeah, now that's today. My first one, I'm going to go with an old reliable. People are probably mad at him, but it's Trae Young, 12-plus assists.
Jesus Christ.
The haters are going to say that. What'd you say?
Did I say that out loud? Okay. You knew it?
Yeah, no, I heard it. Yeah, no, the people heard it. Yeah, the haters have that exact reaction because last time we bet on Trae Young, 12-plus assists, he ended with 11. That hurt, but he's still in the circle of trust. We've had more success than not betting on Trae Young assists, and it's a really, really good matchup for him. And I like the fact that he's missed this in 3 straight games. People are off his scent a little bit. He's had 10, 11, and 10 assists in the last 3 games, so it's not like he stopped passing. And you know that Trae Young is very aware of his stats. He's got to pump those assist numbers up. He's averaging over 12 assists on the season. He's averaging 12.7 assists in the last 10 games. And again, last 3 games, he went under, not his fault. 10, 11, 10 assists. Really, really good matchup against the Spurs. If you look at the entire season, not overly impressed with the Spurs as a matchup for point guard assists, but they've given up the 8th most assists per game over the last month. And per props madness, 11 of 15 players similar to Trae Young have hit their assist prop against the Spurs by an average of 1.3 assists over their prop. So they're not even going over with the assists. They're going over even more than that. That also includes 5 straight. Mike Conley had 8 assists. His over-under was 4.5. Anthony Simons, who I didn't even realize he knew how to pass, had 7 assists against them. DeJounte Murray had 11. De'Aaron Fox had 8 in the same game. Malik Monk also, I think, had 6 in that game. When you look at the play types, it's no surprise why the Spurs are such a good matchup for point guard assists. They give up the 4th most points per game to pick and roll men. They give up the 6th most points per game off of dribble handoffs. And Trae Young averages the 7th most possessions per game running the pick and roll, but he only scores like 32% of the time. That's the lowest of all the players in the top 30 in pick and roll frequency. He's not even trying to score. All he wants to do is pass. And the Hawks as a team score the most points off of the roll man in the entire NBA. That's all assisted by Trae Young. So 12-plus assists tonight. He might even get to 14. I mean, one game he had 20, another game he had 22. We're just asking him to get to 12 tonight.
Speaking of Jesus Christ, Jalen Duren, plus 180 for a double-double at Ballybet. I'm not a double-double guy, even though I dabble in the market every now and then. I'm a recreational user, always have been. One guy who's also a recreational user of the double-double is Jalen Duren. The haters are going to say that he hasn't had one since November 29th, but we already knew that. We have access to the game logs too. Plus, we already knew that he was a recreational guy. Jalen gets loose when he wants to get loose. He's his own man. And generally, he gets loose against teams like the Utah Jazz. They're a skittle team. Hard on the outside, but soft as shit in the middle. Chewy even. Zubac for the Clippers just went 19-12 against these guys in 25 minutes the other night. I think Duren could play at least 25 minutes tonight. All he has to do is stay out of foul trouble, which he should be able to do against the Utah bigs. Walker Kessler isn't really a big that you have to worry about. This just feels right.
I like it. You had me at plus 180. I'm going to go with my next one. Jalen Suggs over 4.5 rebounds, plus 124 odds at FanDuel. The haters are going to say this is a random bet. This is a random market. What are we doing here? This is probably my favorite play of the 3. I absolutely love this one on Jalen Suggs. So we're going off of a small sample size here, but he's played in 3 games without Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero. They're both going to be out in this game. They somehow have the same exact injury, which is crazy. In the 3 games that those 2 have missed and Jalen Suggs has played, he's hit this over in 2 of those 3 games. He's averaging about 6 rebounds per game. And in the 1 game that he went under, he had exactly 4 rebounds. More importantly, he had 9 rebound chances. If you look at these 3 games, he's averaging over 10 rebound chances per game. Makes sense. The 2 studs are out. Guys like Jalen Suggs need to pick up a little bit of the work. And just to give you context, We're looking at games with Franz in the lineup. Jalen Suggs averages 4 rebounds per game on 7.6 rebound chances per game. With Franz and Paolo out of the lineup, that goes up to 6 and over 10 rebound chances per game. Again, it's only been 3 games, but I do think that we can extrapolate some out of that 3-game sample. And haven't even mentioned this yet. Great matchup for honestly rebound props across the board. The Thunder are a very good team, but they are also a rebound team. I know we just got burned. We took Dame over his rebound prop against the Thunder. Listen, he had 3 in the first half. He ended the game with 4. That's not his fault. If that game was probably a little bit closer, he ends the game with at least 6. Again, we're just asking for Suggs to get to 5. The Thunder, really no matter what source you look at, are a good spot for point guard rebound props. Looking at props.cash and Fantasy Pros, they both have the Thunder giving up the most rebounds per game to point guards. Over the last 10 games, over the last month, a website called #NBA, which is a great name, says the Thunder give up the 6th most rebounds per game to point guards. And NBA.com, which doesn't distinguish point guards and shooting guards, just tells you guards, tells me that the Thunder are giving up the most rebounds per game to guards. So yeah, Dame missed this last game. Prior to that, per props.cash, 6 straight point guards hit their rebound prop over against the Thunder in 9 of their last 10. So we include the Dame L, it's 6 of 7 and 9 of 11. Pretty good. We'll take Jalen Suggs, especially at the plus 124 price.
I love the plus 124 price, but one thing I liked even better is Clint Capella double-double at the plus 180 price. That's at Ballybet. Hey, maybe I am a double-double guy, but here's the thing about these moves. We're talking plus 180 on both the Duren move and this Capella jump off. If one hits, we get to stuff a bunch of cash in our pockets. If both hits, we're in a new tax bracket. But whether I'm a double-double guy or not is not important right now. What is important is Clint Capella is a double-double guy. He always has been. He's just like Duren, though, in the fact that he doesn't show out against everybody. He likes to pick and choose when he gets loose. My guess is he'll pick tonight to show out for the people. Atlanta is in San Antonio taking on the Spurs. Centers generally have a lot of fun against these guys. Yves Missi just went 18-14 in 31 minutes against them a few games ago. If you've ever seen that guy play, he's a lot like Capella in the fact that he doesn't really have a lot of ways he can score. We only need Capella to drop 5 buckets and grab 10 boards. Feels easy.
I love that. I will see your plus 180 and I'll raise you plus 200.
Ooh.
We're going to go with Zach LaVine, 25 plus points. I actually think you can get a better price. I locked this in at plus 200 at BetMGM. I think it's actually higher than this now, but I'm just going to go with what I gave out to the people. So if you want to be safe, Zach LaVine's point prop is set at 20.5. But only 2 times this year has Zach LaVine landed between 21 and 24 points. He's either getting you 25 or he's not even getting you 20, which I respect. He's not the one that's going to make us sweat this out. We're either going to know this is dead in the first half, or this probably would have cashed in the first half. So 12 of 23 games this year, he has hit 25 or more points, which means that only 14 of 23 games, he's gotten over 20.5. Doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Give us plus 200 odds. Give us the fact that he can go 25 plus. He's done this in 5 of his last 10 as well. Now, he did miss this in his most recent game, but he cashed it in the 2 previous games. Actually scored 30 points in both of those games as well. And the Celtics have an awesome defense. Very, very good. This is the perfect matchup for Zach LaVine's player profile, shooting profile, how he scores, and all that stuff. Number 1 is transition. He's a really good transition scorer, runs the break. The Celtics have a below average transition defense. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is the pick and roll ball handler, isolation, and pull up 3-pointers. The Celtics allow the 3rd most points per game, both to pick and roll ball handlers and via isolation. And they have allowed the most made and attempted pull up 3-pointers over the last 10 games. And the 2nd highest frequency of shots against them come from the pull up 3-pointer. The way the Celtics play defense, they stick to shooters. They give up the fewest points per game to spot ups, fewest points per game off of screens, but they'll let themselves get beat by individual shot makers like Zach LaVine, who can pull up from 3-pointer, who can run pick and roll, who can ISO. As a member of the Bulls, he scores the most points as a pick and roll ball handler, most points out of isolation, and he takes the most pull-up 3-pointers on the Bulls as well. He just played the Bulls 5 games ago, put up 29 against them. If I was on a different show, I would tell you about 4 plus 3s is a good play at plus 165, but I like the 25 plus points better, and I didn't want to get flamed by having another 3-point prop. But plus 200 for him to score 25 plus points. You could even take an alt under 18.5 and just middle this bad boy because he's either going one or the other.
I like it. I like it. You got to have a good ball handler, Matt. Got to have a
to.
ball handler. I learned that in middle school, so I'm glad you've caught up to the crowd. That was awesome. I'm pretty sure we just swept the board in both Thursday Night Football and the NBA, which makes us basically kings of gambling YouTube and gambling Twitter because we're on both. If you're not following Matt Modi, you can follow him on Twitter at Jedi Modi and here on YouTube at Jedi Modi as well. You get more of those sweeps on his channel and his Twitter account. I'm Slop Rules. I'm right here. Just subscribe to the channel. Get the notifications on because I'm going to be back today at 4 p.m. We are going to go through the OddsJam tools, and we're going to find some bangers for tonight. Again, I can't wait. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.